I am Jamie from Sci-Fi-vision. Thanks so much for talking to me. I appreciate it. I enjoyed the season. So were you at all familiar with the game when you first got the part? Had you heard of it at all?
Yeah, I had heard Twisted Metal. I grew up when this game was very, very popular. I have multiple friends who I mentioned the title to, and they were like, "What? They're turning that into a TV show?" So yeah, I was familiar with the game. And before my audition, I did a lot of research and sort of like tried to look around to see like what would the world be that I was entering. And so yeah.
All right. Well, tell me a bit about your character and kind of her storyline, where she's headed this season for people who don't know.
Yeah, so I would say Quiet is what her name says she is.
Yeah.
She definitely is a woman of few words, especially in the beginning of the series. But she's also kind of a badass. She's like she works on impulse and instinct and isn't afraid of danger and isn't afraid of like putting herself in harm's way to get what she needs to do to get what she needs to do done. Um, yeah, without sort of like giving that too much of that away. She she forms this like very antagonistic bond with our hero John Doe, played by Anthony Mackie, and it's a bond that is born out of necessity, but it's really I think going to be fun for audiences to watch that develop, and how they bump heads is really funny and fun.
Okay, that was my next question. What can you say? Can you tease a bit more about their sort of relationship? What's going on there when they
Yeah, I mean,
meet, at least?
I think they really rub each other the wrong way. Quiet starts out trying to steal John's car, and cars in this world are necessary. This world is just, if you don't have a car, then you're, shit out of luck. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing in
Yeah.
Twisted Metal is you got to get in your car and make it happen. Whatever you're trying to make happen, you got to make happen. You got to do it inside your car. And if you don't have a car, you're trying to get a car. And so in the beginning of the series, we see Quiet try to take John's car, his precious, precious car. And they have to kind of unite against a very, very terrifying, um, I don't know what you would call him, like rage filled clown killer.
Yeah, that's good.
Because if you're around another person and a rage filled clown killer comes your way, you're probably going to want to team up. And that's what Quiet and John Doe do.
Yeah. Hopefully, maybe takes a little bit, but yeah. So let me ask you, I know obviously you've done voice work without the body work, let's say, but this one, since you don't get to talk so much, how is that? Is that hard to not get to use your voice, or does it really not make a difference as an actress one way or another that you can't talk a lot?
That's such a good question. I really enjoyed the episode, or I really enjoyed not using my voice. I really enjoyed it because essentially you're still doing the same thing. You're just being really, really present and reacting to what's happening around you. You just don't have the expression of language to do so.
Mhm.
But it was really fun. And I think a lot of comedy can kind of come out when you're not speaking, which I thought was a really interesting discovery for me.
All right. Can you quickly talk a bit about working with Anthony?
Loved it. He's amazing to work with. He's absolutely incredibly driven and dedicated. He's the hardest working guy ever. He's an incredibly talented actor. So it was really easy to learn from him and work with him. I had a really great time building the stuff that we built on screen.
Right. Do you have a favorite scene that doesn't spoil too much that you can tease?
Hmm. It doesn't spoil too much. I really enjoy it personally when Anthony Mackie has to deal with things he doesn't like on screen. I think it's really funny. And there's quite a bit of that in this series.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I enjoyed it. And also, I love Encanto too. I did want to say that before I disconnected.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Thank you.
all
That's
right.
so nice. Thank
Sure.
you.